Hello dear students. We have seen about classification of organisms. This classification was classified into five kingdom system where Whitaker in 1969 grouped all these organisms into different categories, different groups called as kingdoms. On what basis this classification was arranged, that also we have seen, and that classification arrangement was made basically on four different criteria. These criteria were whether the cell of an organism is prokaryotic or eukaryotic. Accordingly, these organisms were distinguished. These organisms were grouped into two subgroups. They are Monera, and remaining rest of the organisms were kept in some other groups. Unicellular prokaryotic cells were kept in kingdom Monera. Then next group was made on the basis of eukaryotic organisms. Eukaryotic unicellular organisms were kept in different group, separate group, and eukaryotic unicellular organisms in which some algae are present, some fungi are also present, unicellular fungi are also present who are having photosynthetic ability. Such type of some unicellular plants are also present. So such type of organisms are grouped together and they are placed in kingdom Protista. Then still some organisms are remaining. So eukaryotic multicellular organisms further divided on the basis of presence or absence of cell wall. If cell wall is absent, then all that organisms are kept in kingdom Animalia, and if the presence of cell wall is observed in an organism, then such organisms are further divided on the basis of photosynthetic ability. If photosynthetic ability is there, then they are kept in kingdom Plantae, multicellular eukaryotic organisms. They are kept in kingdom Plantae, and then if photosynthetic ability is absent, then such organisms are kept in kingdom Fungi. Okay, in between now this one more group is there, that is lichens. It is a symbiotic association between algae and fungi, but unfortunately lichens didn't get any place in the kingdom five kingdom system proposed by Whitaker. Now let us see in detail about kingdom Animalia. As far as kingdom Animalia is kingdom Plantae we are going to see today. Kingdom Animalia we will see in next some lectures. Now in this world we have great flora and fauna. Now this great flora and fauna is, what is meant by flora and fauna? Flora means variety of plants. Different types of plants are present on the earth and they are according to their locality. Place to place this variety of plants are changing. Some plants are living in water, some of the plants are living on the banks of the river, some of the plants are living at terrestrial habitat, some of the plants can live in cold region, some of the plants can live in hot region, humid region. So such type of variety of plants are present around the globe, and these all plants are collectively called as a flora. Even flora is a word, is a term which is used for particular geographical area also. For example, flora of Kalwan area. So flora of Kalwan area means what? The different types of plants which are present in and around the Kalwan or in the tehsil of Kalwan, then all these plants list is considered as a flora of Kalwan Taluka. Same is the case with fauna. What is fauna? variety of animals present in one particular area, or fauna can be considered as a world fauna, isn't it? So around the globe, whatever different types of animals are present, that all animals are considered, are uh, called as a fauna. This is group of organisms, variety of animals which are present around the globe. Same is the case with fauna also, like flora, fauna of Nasik district. So in Nasik district, whichever different types of animals are found, they are collectively called as the fauna of Nasik district. Here we will see the variety of plants and their classification. Now in this lecture particularly, we are going to discuss about the flora, that is classification of plants. Let us see what we are going to learn today. So I am going to explain the classification of the plant kingdom in this lecture, and identify the characteristics of each sub classification. So plant kingdom is a huge or vast kingdom. So many different types of organisms are present in plant kingdom around the world. Many plants are not listed yet in the jungles, at interior places, whichever different types of unique type of plants are present, they are not yet listed. So this is something big topic of investigation, big topic of research. But after knowing that plant, after visiting that plant, in which group we should keep that plant, in which class, in which order, in which family we should keep that plant. So to understand this, to identify the characteristics of such type of plants and to place them appropriately in classification system, we must know the characteristics which we are going to understand, to categorize them differently. So here we are going to see about classification of plant kingdom. Now this, let me tell you, this plant kingdom is divided on the basis of their seeds, or on the basis of their gametes which are present in the plants. So basically, which type of gametes are present in the plants, accordingly they are differentiated, they are categorized into two sub-kingdoms. First sub-kingdom is called as a cryptogamy, and second sub-kingdom is called as a phanerogamy. So sub-kingdom of plantae, cryptogamy and phanerogamy. What is meant by cryptogamy? Crypto means hidden. Crypto means hidden, and gamy means gametes. So the plants which are having their gametes hidden. Gametes means what? Pollen grains are the gametes. Okay, ovum is a gamete. So such type of gametes, if they are hidden in the plants, we know flowering plants generally. In flowering plants, anthers we can see ovary. So these are not hidden. They can be seen directly. They can be observed directly. So in case of algae, have you seen their gametes? It's quite difficult to see their gametes. So the gametes, if they are hidden, then they are called as a cryptogamy, and if gametes are seen, then they are called as a phanerogamy. So cryptogamy further divided into three classes, that is Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. Now Thallophyta and Bryophyta, these are the two groups where there is no thallus. Thallus means what? If true root, stem and leaves are present, then such type of organisms, such type of plants are called as a thallophytes. If root, stem and leaves are not present, true root, stem and leaves are not present, then such type of organisms are called as a thallophytes or bryophytes. If and then pteridophytes onwards, there are thallus system is present properly. So Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta, these are the three different groups in which subkingdom cryptogamy is divided. Let us see one by one. Properties of kingdom plantae. First of all, we must see what are the properties of kingdom plantae, which organisms can be kept in kingdom plantae. So the organisms which are eukaryotic, let it be unicellular or multicellular, they can be kept, they can be placed in kingdom Plantae. Then which is the next characteristics we are going to use to bring organisms into kingdom Plantae? If cell wall is present, you can keep them in the kingdom Plantae. If cell wall is present in the organism, then to the cell of the organism, then they can be kept in the kingdom Plantae. Not only this, but photosynthetic ability should be present. If chlorophyll pigments are present in the plants, in the organism, and having ability to photosynthesize, and then such type of organisms can be kept in the kingdom Plantae. Let it be, not only this, photosynthetic ability is not full and final criteria to include that particular organism in the kingdom Plantae. Some of the plants are parasitic also. So though they are having photosynthetic ability, but they have to find out some source of certain type of nutrients from other sources, so they are called as parasites. In kingdom Plantae, reproduction is by asexual or sexual method. So these are two types of methods, sexual method and asexual method of reproduction. In asexual reproduction, we know that there is a presence of gametes, but there is no union of gametes. So zygote formation doesn't take place in asexual reproduction, whereas in sexual reproduction there is a production of formation of zygote, and then further development of new organism takes place from the zygote. Such type of issues are not there with asexual type of reproduction. So now what is meant by photosynthesis? First most important criteria to place that particular organism into kingdom Plantae is they should photosynthesize. They should have ability to photosynthesis. So what is meant by photosynthesis? Green plants prepare their food with the help of carbon dioxide and water, and they prepare their food in the form of glucose, and oxygen is released. It's called as a photosynthesis. So in this photosynthesis process, water is taken from the roots, leaves are taking carbon dioxide with the help of stomata, energy it is coming from the sunlight, and with the help of this they are preparing their food material. In leaves there is a presence of chlorophyll pigments, and water is taken from the roots, so glucose and oxygen is released. This is the process of photosynthesis. Now what are the criteria for classification of plants? So this is very important aspect, how plants are categorized, how plants are differentiated into different categories. Which criteria? In 5 kingdom system we have seen, we have used different types of criteria to classify these all organisms into 5 kingdoms. Now we come to know now which organisms are should be included in the kingdom Plantae. So who are having photosynthesis ability, who are having cell wall, okay. So such type eukaryotic, unicellular or multicellular, asexual or sexual method of reproduction, such all organisms can be grouped in the kingdom Plantae. But further differentiation, further division, further classification of kingdom Plantae, on which criteria we have to make, that we are going to see now. Criteria for classification are: first criteria for classification is, does these plants have true root, stem and leaves? It decides thalloid body. So if true, I am using the word true, underline this word true, true root, stem and leaves. Root like structure, stem like structure and leaves like structure may be present, but they are not true root, stem and leaves. Such type of organisms can be grouped in a one group, and they are called as a thalloid body. So such type of organisms are grouped in the Thallophyta. Then second criteria used is, does these plants have tissue to transport food and water? So conduction system. So I told you just now, Thallophyta conduction system. In Bryophyta conduction system is not present because they are living in the water or around the water, so conduction is not required. Directly they are in contact with water by some or the other way. That's why conduction of water and food is not required. they are not upright plants or they are not heighted plants, so transportation is not required. So such type, all these type of organisms are grouped in some different category. And then third criteria which is used for classification is, does these plants bear naked seeds? If these plants are having seeds, then whether they are naked seeds or enclosed in the fruits, so seeds enclosed in the fruits or not. This is fourth criteria which is used for classification of kingdom Plantae. So with the help of 4 we have classified kingdom Plantae into different groups. Let us see now cryptogams and phanerogams. What is meant by cryptogam and phanerogams? This is Ishler. Ishler is a scientist, was a scientist, 1883. He has classified kingdom Plantae into 2 different groups, cryptogamy and phanerogamy. So what is meant by cryptogamy? Cryptogamy characteristics: hidden reproductive organs. If reproductive organs are hidden, then they are placed in the cryptogamy category. If there is these gametes are not hidden, then they are called as a phanerogamy. Then next is flowers, no flowers or seeds are called as a characteristics of cryptogamy. Now next is plant kingdom is divided into cryptogamy and phanerogamy. I just told you. Then what is by cryptogamy? We have told hidden reproductive organs and no flowers or seeds. This is the characteristics of